Alrighty then. So, last time we streamed, we got through a decent chunk of the Awakening Wood. So we're gonna try to finish that up and then also move on to the Perplexing Pool. There's a very high likelihood that we are going to get to that part of the game today. So that's going to be very interesting. This could be a very cursed stream. There's a reason I titled this stream Too Many Resets Edition, because I think I'm gonna end up resetting like a lot of the caverns we're dealing with today. But hello, welcome everybody. I hope everyone's having an okay Monday. It is Monday, right? I had a brief moment of like, what day is it? Yeah, it should be Monday if I am not completely spacing out. So, we have some interesting things to do today. First of all, we have one more above ground treasure here, and then we'll be good to go. I would actually like to have a few more Pikmin though, blue Pikmin specifically. I would actually like to get close to 100 blue Pikmin, for reasons that will be obvious if you've already played the game, but if you have not played the game, we need a lot of blue Pikmin for something coming up before too long. Nope. Don't take it to that one. I said blue Pikmin. Actually, it's fine, but I also need them to like max out the field numbers, so that is why I'm like a little bit concerned, because I do want 40 blue Pikmin on the field. So now that that's done, they can go ham. Like, I don't care where these take the pellets, and actually we could use some more red and yellow Pikmin. I actually made pretty decent progress, and a part of me is surprised by how much progress I made last time, but also, I did stream for 4 hours last week. So, yeah, there's a reason why we got a lot of stuff done last week. So kind of like a mixed feeling a little bit, where it's like, on one hand, we did really good. On the other hand, I also brute forced an extraordinarily long stream, and that's why we got as far as we did. Because our first, like, 45 minutes was kind of cursed, so we ended up making up the time. But hopefully we can do everything I want to do in about a 3-hour stream, which is basically finishing up this area and one other, which will actually essentially take us to the halfway point, in essence, but not quite. The ratio of time is really weird in this game, and I think this is why this game is so, like, divisive, is because a lot of time is spent in underground areas, to the point where I had a shower thought earlier, that this is basically the Sonic Unleashed of Pikmin, where it's like, the second gameplay style just doesn't hit for people, in some cases, and that, I think, is why the game is as divisive as it is. Again, the most specific shower thought. Okay, come on. There we go. I'm trying to lure it to the ground so I can actually fight it properly, because I don't really like fighting Wally Hops with blue Pikmin for obvious reasons. A lot of Pikmin 1 bad memories, but yeah, I would greatly prefer to fight them with the purple Pikmin if I can help it. So we're gonna try to lure the Wally Hops out of the water if necessary, if possible. There's another one over there, we'll do the same thing in a bit, but also we have a problem here. We actually can't do anything because we just have to wait for this bridge to finish. There's our final treasure, by the way. It's a little badminton thingy. I forgot what this is called, like birdie or something. I guess when there's some sport where like the main thing has like a really unfortunate name, but I can't remember what sport that is. But yeah, here's our introduction to scale puzzles. We have 2 scales. Wait, no, this isn't our introduction. We've done 2 already. My bad. We did one in the Awakening Wood to get to the dice up on the other area. By the way, this is where these snagrets were in Pikmin 2, except this area is a little bit more like, there's like this little land bridge here, instead of it being like, I don't know, it feels weird. Like, this is the Forest of Hope, but it just feels all wibbly wobbly in a way I don't really like, in terms of being able to actually, like, remember where things would correspond. This should be the area. Up there should be the area the Snagrets were in. Just the land has changed. Hi Palcid, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. So that's a very cute emote, by the way. I really do appreciate Riku. I need to play Xenoblade 3 again, but I'm also playing it for this marathon. But again, since I'm going in order, it's gonna be a solid, like, couple years minimum before I can get to Xenoblade 3, unfortunately. Because that's the game that's gonna close out this series, spoilers. Because if we're going in chronological order, that is a recent game. And this is a game from 2004, so this retrospective is gonna take a bit. Neat. So they're trying to get the pellet under the bridge. It actually works out because it keeps them all centered on that section. So now we can actually get our act in gear here a little bit because we need to wait for the bridge, but also we can actually work on getting the treasure. So one thing is you can actually pull off the white Pikmin. I think I rescued them all. We can actually pull off the white Pikmin at this point and actually just have them destroy the poison generators and then just have all the Pikmin work on it. Like, that would probably be more efficient, to be fair. But hey, I'm not smart sometimes. I make interesting decisions. So we tossed 21 on that scale by accident. That was actually the perfect number. Because we need to basically have more on that side so we can weigh this down. Also, this might be a low-key stream. I also slept really bad last night. By that I mean I went to bed stupid late. Wow, okay. Y'all are having a time down there. Oh, they're gonna walk through the poison, aren't they? I love Pikmin AI. It is not problematic whatsoever and doesn't give me mild panic attacks every so often from them trying to, like, dart into, like, danger all of a sudden. Okay, so that's done. We can actually have the blue Pikmin start growing numbers. I think because of where these are located, they'll end up going the long way around, which I think is good. Because we didn't run into any, like, sheer grubs or anything, so we're fine. We're gonna leave this stuff, though, because there should be a lot of enemies over here. We also have our final dungeon, or cave. I always call them dungeons for some reason, I don't know why. We probably don't even need to fight this Snagret, to be honest. The white Pikmin probably would be able to carry the treasure fast enough that we wouldn't have to worry about it. But I want to be on the safe side. This is a deathless run, by the way. As a reminder, I'm trying to get through this game without losing a single Pikmin, which is a lot of work, actually. It is not an easy task. Again, in some ways Pikmin 2 actually isn't that bad because there's so many, like, opportunities to like, autosave, so that actually makes it a little bit easier in some respects, but harder from the perspective of Pikmin 2. Is just a brutal-ass game that just wants you dead. So, mixed feelings on that. In terms of overall difficulty. We'll have them carry this part back, and then we'll have the other Pikmin carry this part back. Actually, we'll have them, like, do this one, too. The white and purple Pikmin don't have their own onion, so they'll just take it to a random one, which I actually want them to. They really want you to have disposable soldiers in favor of wealth, pretty much. Intriguing, my acoustic sensors are picking up a high-pitched wail. It seems to emanate from the area near this gigantic stump. This large root must penetrate deep beneath the planet's surface. Fascinating. So, we are gonna drop Louie here. Wow, we have already used up half this day. That is, not my favorite thing in the world. I was hoping to farm berries, but we're actually quickly running out of time. Again, 13 minutes goes by fast, so... Again, so much of this game is underground, because the day parts are, like, the above ground stuff is so short. So yeah, that's every above ground treasure, so all that's left is the underground. Hi Nicole, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone's doing well. I say that a lot because I do filler conversations a lot where I'm like, I hope everyone's doing well because I'm struggling to think of things to say. So that's a way to easily fill time. If I'm like allowed to call myself out real quick. So we have interesting numbers here. We do want a certain amount of blue Pikmin for obvious reasons. We also want a yellow Pikmin group. So I'm gonna go 30... Wait, how many white Pikmin do I have? I have 20. We're gonna go 20, 20, 30, 30. I think that's a good spread for our current mission. For the conversations are still conversations, true. Alright, I am kind of filled with dread a little bit. Because my plan for today all involves doing some of the most notorious parts of this game. Though there's plenty of notorious stuff left after this. Do not worry. This game, again, wants you dead. So... Again, it's very interesting that I grew up with this game. And like, this is definitely a you had to have been there game. I talk about this concept from time to time. I feel very strongly on the subject of a you had to have been there game. Which basically is my way of saying, if you didn't grow up with this game, you probably will not like it. Because it is an acquired taste. So this game is being a game I played in my childhood and just kind of grinded out and got as good as I have. Yeah, no, most people probably wouldn't do that, like, into adulthood, because frankly, time is valuable. And yeah, I don't think it would be the best use of time to just like get really good at Pikmin 2 of all games, but when you are a child, and in my case also homeschooled, and have a lot of time to just play video games, you get really good at the games you own. And Pikmin 2 is one of them. Mario Sunshine's another, Thousand Year Door is another, we'll get to that soon, for sure. I don't like how this one is facing towards me. I don't approve. He's also on a slope. So I'm gonna aggro on purpose. And I'm actually gonna let it, like, go back to sleep, I think. Yeah, Thousand Year Door was one of my favorite games for the longest time. It's still, like, top 10 for me, probably top 3 for me, even. So that is definitely on the list of Fox Girls favorites that we'll be covering. Your brain does not vibe with Mario 64, absolutely. Sunshine is another one. And again, I've even said, like, Kirby Air Ride, I feel, is one that's, like... I feel like if you didn't grow up with Air Ride, it might not click, because it's kind of, like... Well, one, the game's, like, $80 now, because the retro game market is hell. But two, I just kind of feel like Air Ride as a game is basically just hyped up for one mode, so it does mean reception of the game is kind of lopsided in a weird way. I still like Air Ride. Again, I covered it for this series, but I do get why some people don't click with Air Ride. Like, I personally do love the game, but I also admit it's also kind of like very simple. Like, there's not much to Air Ride as a game. Alrighty, that takes care of sub-level 1. We just have to wait for the feather to arrive. Alright, we've got a marble. Crystallized telekinesis. Again, a lot of the treasure names are really cool in this game. Interestingly, one thing worth mentioning is Pikmin 2 has a big, modding scene. So a lot of people do, like, custom treasures. It's really neat. And, like, custom dungeons. Again, a lot of them do nerf the purple Pikmin into the ground for obvious reasons. But yeah, it is interesting how much of a custom, like, level scene. And even, like, some have restored cut enemies. It's really cool. Alright, so this is a big example of where randomization can be a problem. This floor can either be really easy or absolutely hellish, depending on what you end up with. If you have to do a lot with blue Pikmin, it sucks, because blue Pikmin are not really equipped for fighting. But if you can get away with just using purple Pikmin, it's fine. Also, the reason we didn't take red Pikmin is there are no fire enemies, and most enemies can easily be dealt with the purple Pikmin. Again, red Pikmin technically do more damage in some respects, but typically the stun and like impact damage from the purple Pikmin is better IMO. So I tend to just opt for purple Pikmin for combat, even though red Pikmin do have benefits. Basically a problem in every Pikmin game is balancing. There's like always going to be one type that's completely useless in every Pikmin game. So, for example, in Pikmin 3, blue Pikmin are 1, obtained really late, and 2, most things that in older games would require blue Pikmin can also be handled by the winged Pikmin. So it makes the blue Pikmin just kind of useless. Well, okay, that actually is a decent layout, because the only thing past the water section, the water trap, is the exit, which we don't need to actually take Pikmin to. So this is actually a really good floor layout. The only problem is, can we actually beat this enemy? Yeah, I'm actually playing smart this time. I like how if you stun an enemy mid-animation, it'll just be frozen in that animation, which can look very silly sometimes. House Your Door is even a game where I feel like a lot of people would probably go into the remake being like, wow, it's alright. Like, House Your Door is a game that communities have fought wars over, practically. I don't like exaggerating to that level, but as a Paper Mario fan, I have seen some shit. So as a result, actually no, this would make more sense. Have the white Pikmin carry the thing farther away. Sometimes enemies will drop from the sky. Yeah, the discourse around Thousand Door is like wild. I don't like it. As someone who loves Thousand Door, I really wish people could be less like vicious about that game. Like again, it's my second favorite game ever, and yet there are lines that definitely get crossed a lot, and it actually turns people off of the game too, because the discourse around it is so bad. We're gonna leave Louie over here for a quick escape. What was I talking about? Yeah, the funny part is I actually realized how much I complain about Thousand Door fans on streams, to the point where during Mario and Luigi I was kind of like, I need to like not complain about Paper Mario for a bit. And the weird part is, I complain about Paper Mario in a different way that other people complain about Paper Mario, which is I complain about like people who literally worship this game. Seemingly like it's almost like a cult surrounding the game, and it's like I don't think that's healthy for any game. There's not a single game I love to that level. I don't think that's great, to be honest, even as someone who does really enjoy Thousand Year Door quite a bit. It's kind of weird tracking my like egg journey, which is partly what this series is designed to do, is to track my personal journey as well, and also just show the games that kind of shape me essentially. Like, Mario 2 obviously makes sense. Wait, is that another one? That is another one. So yeah, this was a really good floor layout. I can't complain. We had a really easy time with this. Posture check. Oh, thank you. I definitely need to think about my posture more, as I'm actually VTubing. I need to actually not drift too far from the camera. The other thing I need to think about is purple Pikmin numbers. I think we're gonna be short some. So I might do another Ball Black's Kingdom run, just to make sure we have enough purple Pikmin. That might be kinda overkill. Why does the seaweed in that rice ball look like denim? Probably GameCube texturing. Like for the you know, the serious answer, but hey Ryan Q, I was gonna say there are 2 snack grits on this floor. One has a treasure, one doesn't, and we just happen to find the one that doesn't, unfortunately. Yeah, we do need 100 purple Pikmin by the end of this game, so we do need to actually take our time to ration numbers, basically. And yeah, I think I'm gonna be a little short if I don't do another Bulblax Kingdom run or a second run of a different dungeon later on. So I might do that just for the sake of saving myself some headache. Snackrats are very annoying enemies to fight because there's an element of randomness to them, because the way they come out of their the way they come out of the ground kind of dictates how you actually fight them, because if they pop out immediately, you obviously just want to run. If they get stuck in the ground on entry, that's when you want to attack. But it's kind of just up to them if they actually want to give you a good pattern or not. This one is not. That's not going to be a one cycle, it's too slow, yeah. I didn't latch enough onto the head immediately. Again, sometimes I feel like I've played Pikmin too damn many times. If I'm able to just read things like that, no prob. We'll toss the yellow Pikmin, I guess. Actually, do we need a certain number? Yeah, we have enough. I need like 40. Or I would want like 40. Again, being a deathless run, we actually don't grow many Pikmin in this playthrough. We probably won't grow many Pikmin in this playthrough because we don't need that many. The biggest individual numbers of Pikmin we actually need for this playthrough are the purple Pikmin at 100, and the the blue Pikmin, I think, at... I would say about 90. Beyond that, we don't need full numbers for red Pikmin at all. We don't need full numbers for yellow Pikmin either, though that would be helpful for the final boss. Like, hypothetically, you can actually beat the final boss by just getting entirely yellow Pikmin, and it's actually probably the safest way. We might end up doing that for the sake of me not losing my sanity by the end of this playthrough. I wonder if by any chance you can actually get a pattern where the Snagret's literally right where you land, because then you're kind of just screwed instantly. This is a bad place to be fighting a Snagret right by a swooping snitch bug. Can I get you over here? Okay, cool. Work smarter, not harder. Sometimes the best thing to do is to just try to play it safe. And this is definitely one of those times. Now we have 35, which means this boss should go a little faster if we actually get a good pattern. Also, I'm just gonna grab all these Pikmin over here and move them a little bit away from where it's emerging. Aha. I missed all the throws. Cool, thanks. Because we have 35 this time, we actually were able to do it, even though I definitely botched the cycle timing. Alrighty, got the hot dog there. Oh shoot. Oh yeah, the purple Pikmin don't run at the mid-heights. They just don't. I thought all of them react, but I guess not. Well, I'll take it though. The meat satchel. I'm sure there's a lot of jokes that could be made about that, but I'm going to refrain. I'm going to show restraint for once in my life. That is not entirely true. I occasionally do show restraint in other instances. However, it is funny though, the juxtaposition, because I feel like I am someone who gets very cursed on other people's streams, but meanwhile on my streams I stay very mellow. I kind of feed off the atmosphere, basically. If someone's atmosphere is like more chaotic, I'm gonna double down into that. But my personal stream vibe is more chill, I think. So it means I don't go as unhinged. But again, if I get to the point where I start having co-coms, I'm probably gonna have to tag it for language, is all I'm going to say. Because all my friends are very Yeah. Conversations would go in directions, shall we say. So there should be 3 treasures here. This is a really scary floor, because there's no ground. Meaning, if we miss a throw, a Pikmin is just getting thrown into the void, which is not great, obviously. Wonder who you could be talking about? Like, there's a lot of friends that could be, frankly. A lot of my friends are just, like, very chaotic. And I tend to be more chaotic when I'm feeding off of their energy than inherently chaotic. Or maybe I'm just, like, you know, BSing at the moment. Maybe I'm also part of the problem. The way they kind of jump around the little electricity thing stresses me the hell out, because it's like they can easily just jump off the ledge by accident. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen, but you know, Pikmin are very, very ill-fated creatures sometimes. They make choices. Does this not have a treasure? Oh, this is a horrifying place to be fighting this. Yeah, this sucks. Playing it very safe there. I think another one falls from the ceiling? Hey, guess who has played this game too many times? Right on cue. Hi! Hello Mario, welcome on in. Alright, everyone's alive. Just this once, everybody lived. Which kind of feels like it could be the motto of Pikmin 2 as a game, is everybody lives. Cause it is quite the achievement trying to not lose Pikmin in this game. How's the Snow Fox doing? I am having an interesting day, and I don't know how much I can and should elaborate on that. But I'm currently okay, I guess. For the most part, I am alright. Rough morning, but I'm kind of turning around at this point. Ah, they're going real fast again. I don't want them to actually take any enemy bodies back for stat tracking reasons. Basically, I want a very specific Poké count, and the best way I found to do it is to not risk picking up anything. Because one of the next dungeon we're doing will put us very close to the line, and if we get just a little bit more, we'll cross that line. So yeah, again, I would like to not end up cutting a day short, just because as soon as we finish the debt in terms of like being above ground with the debt repaid, the day will automatically end. So I want to manipulate it to be a specific number. Cupid's Grenade. This is actually a recurring item in the series. It's actually used a lot in battle mode. Should be all 3, so we're good to go. Yeah, you can very easily chuck Pikmin off the ledge here, so I'm gonna be careful. I think we got the marble. Yeah, we did. I just didn't point it out, because I'm spacing out. I also didn't sleep well. I think I said this already. I didn't sleep the best. I got to bed late, because I was powering through editing the rest of the Mario Sunshine playthrough. I feel really good about getting that done, but also I got to bed, like, ridiculously late. So, oops. Now, on one hand, cool. On the other hand, oh, I am tired. So yeah, we will... I'm probably not gonna be at top form today in terms of my ability to play this game. I'm probably gonna make a lot of weird calls and mistakes that will get Pikmin killed. Cause that is how this works. But yeah, we're actually done with yellow Pikmin entirely. We don't need them at all for the rest of this cave. I don't think, unless you want to fight the Snagret at the end with them, which I don't personally recommend. This one really likes dwarf Bulborbs falling from the sky, which is really annoying, to be honest. The most frustrating part, though, they don't spawn in until you actually have Pikmin with you. So if your thought is, what if I just go in by myself? the game has taken account for that. They will not all spawn in until you are physically in front of them. It is really goofy. But again, Pikmin 2 just has a lot of weird choices like that. Again, I break every egg. There's an obvious joke here, but I break every egg here because I want to check if any have drops of spray. Because if I can get a free spray, that'll make my life a lot easier. I'm watching them like a hawk because I don't know if there are any other bulb orbs to worry about. Sometimes they will not aggro until you actually have a treasure with you, and that is one, really mean, and two, a recipe for disaster. So again, sometimes I like monitor the Pikmin. The weird part is in Pikmin 3 I actually usually have more resets than 2. The reason for that is I don't know the game as well, and I also feel like Pikmin 3 emphasizes multitasking so much that my completionist brain just immediately goes, oh, I need to beat this game as quickly as possible. Which means I try to multitask too much, I overextend, basically, and that basically results in a lot of Pikmin getting killed. So having the tools to actually play more efficiently makes me play more recklessly, and it causes me to have more issues. I'll just be looking at my counter and be like, wait, why is the number going down so fast? And I look, and like a bunch of Pikmin just got picked off by an enemy that respawned that I wasn't aware of. You have to like clear a lot of pathways for Pikmin in Pikmin 3. Pikmin 4 is very different because the enemies don't respawn, which is really weird. I kind of still don't know how to feel about that, to be honest. Also, truth be told, I don't know how many blue candy pop buds there are, and I don't know if we've done this already. When we do this, we should have all of the candy pop buds in the Picklepedia, so we don't need to worry about this. Watch me do this anyway next stream, because I already forgot. So this floor is a little dangerous. We have another, wait a minute, what? What is our numbers? I couldn't find the 20th white Pikmin for a moment. That was really weird. This is a weird floor layout. I don't like this. There's also another snaglet. If they happen to be right by the poison generator, that's really bad. If they happen to be by the water, that's really bad. Hey, guess what? So, that's reset number 1. So yeah, what happened... Okay, guess who has the exact same scenario from last time to deal with? The problem with last time was, I basically was swarming to get the Pikmin around that corner, which caused me to accidentally careen them into, the snaglet, which caused them to latch on, which caused them to be easy pickings, because they were slow. Wow, we have like no room to actually fight this. Never mind, easy pattern, cool, thanks. Thanks game, you actually are being nice for a moment. We'll see if that lasts, because knowing this game, it probably won't last. Damn, there's like nothing over here. Interesting. Again, the randomization is something they actually get rid of for Pikmin 4, so you don't have to worry about this at all in that game. Which I'm gonna be real, is kind of nice in a way, but also kind of changes the dynamic of the actual caverns considerably if you don't actually have them randomized. Oh, a stupid thought. Nope, that does not work. Sometimes the impact damage from the purple Pikmin can actually deal damage, even if it also causes them to get hit by an element. A good example is the fiery ball blacks that we saw in the perplexing pool. You can fight that with purple Pikmin just through the impact damage. Obviously, that's a very like scary and risky way to fight that, but it is possible. You know what? Instead of doing a lot of work, I should just check over here first. Yep, it is here. Cool. So I do need to do this, because we need to go through water. Oh, hi! That's not the treasure I was expecting, but hey, it works. Yeah, this one's just kind of annoying because of, like, juggling all these elements. Hi, Aiden, welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. So... 2 out of 3 are accounted for. Where is the last one? Never mind, that's... Wait, there's 4 on this floor. You have survived the workday? Hell yeah, good to hear it. So we only need blue Pikmin for 1 treasure, which is actually really nice. I approve. So we're gonna hop over here with the 26 blue Pikmin we have. Triple sugar threat. Why did I almost say just like me for real for real? I'm neither sugary nor a threat. So here's a fun thing that happens with Pikmin. Sometimes treasures will be kind of clipped into an area, which means they can't easily pick it up. This is one of those times. It sucks. That's a really nice little reflection there. God damn it. You know what I'm gonna have to do? This is really silly. I'm gonna have to use 1 purple Pikmin to move it just enough to get the blue Pikmin to be able to carry it. This is really goofy. But again, so the joys of Pikmin 2 sometimes. Again, I will never say or try to insinuate this game is perfect by any means, as much as I do love this game. But again, a lot of things do have easy fixes, at least. Like, that wasn't too much work to try to wrangle that. I was so scared I thought a Pikmin ran, like a purple Pikmin ran into the water or something. Oh shoot, that's bad. That will take forever. Again, purple Pikmin have a high carrying weight, but they're also ungodly slow. We'll see an example of that later. So I would prefer to not have purple Pikmin carry things back. If I don't need them to. What if, but this game has redacted? What was that in response to? Because I already forgot. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I already forgot what I was talking about. Wow, sometimes my memory scares me. This is one of those times. Because, like, what the hell was I talking about? Science project. The funny part is, there's one thing I definitely can think of that, like, is really infamous that I'm probably gonna get through, like, no problem. I hope. If we can get through this no problem, I'll be very happy. But this game likes to be a jerk, so we'll see. So yeah, a lot of these were brand names. This game isn't perfect, but this game has... Yeah, that doesn't actually... Like, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. Yeah, this game has a lot of weird quirks. Again, my biggest one was in the generally considered worst dungeon of the game. I actually disagree. I had a treasure not spawn in one time. So that was fun. So I had to do, like, one of the hardest dungeons twice. Not to actually complete it, so that was one small miracle and everything. But, yeah. It was not fun. Not a great time. At all. You'll say it later? Ah, fair. Again, if everything actually goes well, we should actually get to the most notorious dungeon in the game today. But that's a big if. We've already had to reset one time, and this is, again, the part that I was less stressed about. Alright, final floor. We should have everything. First of all, we gotta break all the eggs, as per tradition. We get nothing. Cool. Love it. And now we have a really dumb boss fight. I don't like this fight at all. So we'll see how it goes. The main problem with this boss, by the way, this is the pileated snagret. It is a snagret that has a leg, so it can chase you around. The problem with this fight is it just has too much health, like, and you have to fight it multiple times. And every time it just feels like a drag. Leg Johnson. It's a very creative enemy, I'll give him that, but I just find them really obnoxious. Because again, they're just very durable. Like, the defense feels way too high given how small a window you have to actually deal damage. And again, he's not even giving us the actual window to deal damage, which is driving me up the wall slightly. Because it's like, damn, I just want to get a move on. And he is not having a vulnerable phase. Cool. Luckily, this dungeon does have enough, like, alcoves that you can easily get away. There we go, finally. But even then, like, if we get good Pikmin latches, this will still do less than half damage. Now several Pikmin have... oh shoot. Several Pikmin have lost their flowers, which means actually, they run slower. And they have a hard time getting away from the snagret. Oh, he's just being generous now. We didn't really have a good attack phase just because I was caught off guard. But yeah, now that we actually do have a phase where we can't really do a whole lot, I'm gonna just re-energize these two. Like so. And then back to the fight. There we go. Hell yeah, I was actually ready for it this time. This is gonna kill for sure. Voila. 10 out of 10, chef's kiss. Very good boss fight. Other than just the really bad, you know, luck on the first couple cycles. Like 7 cycles. You've done it. That bird beast will trouble you no more. Processing, how curious. What's that impressive mechanized masterpiece? It's forgiving tokusatsu. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Anyway, that is the pileated snagret. Hope we never see that again, ha ha ha. Nervously tucks collar. Anyway, this will give us a- well, I mean, the ship will explain it. Justice alloy. This is a Gundam. Berserk does not compute. A metal this dense defies the fundamental laws of physics. And yet, if I use this to rework our President's treasured spacesuit. Processing complete. Fabrication of the metal suit Z is now concluded. The suit is extremely durable. Getting gnawed or stepped on will now produce minimal pain. So basically, it's a defense boost. That's all it is. I mean, it's helpful, but it's also just kind of a fancy name for a defense boost. Again, I could really go for another bitter spray. We need a lot coming up here pretty soon. Oh, there's a purple over there. They can stay. They're not in any danger. There's also a King Candy Pop, or Queen Candy Pop Bud, which is for growing Pikmin from scratch, basically. It's like they expect you to lose Pikmin in this particular cavern, given that they just hand you resources to grow more if you lose some. There's a lot of that behavior, or that, like, level design ethos in Pikmin 2, and I think it is fundamentally flawed. The common example that comes up about this is Mega Man and Bass. Yes, I said that on purpose. Where there's a section where there's like a really annoying platforming section, and they put a life at the beginning of it. So what that kind of does is it just kind of bothers people, because it's like, oh, we knew this was like bullshit hard, but we're just gonna put a life in front of it and just like make it all better. And it's like, no, it doesn't make it not bad level design just because you have infinite tries at it. That's kind of what a lot of Pikmin 2's level design feels like, if I'm being blunt. Like, just kind of putting a band-aid on a bigger problem, essentially. Again, this is coming from someone who really loves this game. I will not, like, be 100% like, oh my god, this game, there's no flaws, 10 out of 10, no notes, because that's not true whatsoever. That's not true of any game, really, but this is definitely, like, a guilty pleasure game for me, because of just how effed up certain parts of this game are. Like, certain parts of this game are, like, What were they on when they designed this? Because they were on something. We got time. Okay, what is our spray count looking like over here? 0 and 0, damn. Not quite what I wanted to see. I was hoping to see like 5 out of 10 for the bitter, but it's fine. There's those pellets over there. Yeah, we got time. I might do a very quick run of the Ball Black's Kingdom. Just to get our purple Pikmin numbers up, because we're at like 65 at the moment. Probably 70 after that cavern. Or are we even that far in? I'm gonna wait for the counter to go up, so no Pikmin gets sprouted in the meantime. We're at 65, so if we get 15 more, that'll put us at 80. We might be okay without doing another run, actually. Now that I'm looking at it. But if we need to do another run, we can do it in a later cavern. We'll never see 100 red Pikmin ever again in this game, I guarantee you. Actually, no, this is... What am I doing? What I should be doing is doing this with the blue Pikmin. For the reason of, we kind of want to have all the blue Pikmin flowered. Wow, we have 100 blue Pikmin. We're doing better than I thought we were. So yeah, I actually want a lot of flower Pikmin for blues, because we have a lot of water in the perplexing pool to fight through. So yeah, just get as many flowers as we can. They're very spread out, but that's also a lot of nectar, more so than usual. Hell yeah. Very good. Oh shoot, there's all these blue Pikmin over here. Well, sucks to be them. They're very much not getting any of the benefits of this. Yeah, that's the decision I'm trying to make, is do I just do a quick run of the dungeon now, or do I try to grab the Pikmin I need later? We only have 50 yellow Pikmin, that's fine. But it's kind of like weird by comparison that we have so few. Like, we'll only need like 40 max at a time, unless we're counting the final boss. Which, like, 100 yellow Pikmin is actually a very good strategy, but... we might end up growing some more tomorrow. But again, next up is the Perplexing Pool. We are done in the Awakening Wood. Thank God, because this area, while it is, not too difficult, it is definitely a little bit, like, stressful at times. Mostly because of that last boss we just did. But hey, this is the easy part of the game. Everything else is a lot harder. So, this is where the fun begins, for me. Especially. I get to suffer through some very, very difficult things. Hopefully, Perplexing Pool will only take 2 in-game days. That's a huge if, though, because a lot can go wrong. Alrighty, another day down. But again, calm before the storm, and boy is that storm approaching. Thank you for the hydration check. I'll get right on that. We got like 10, or like 1,000. No, we got like 1,300, damn. We did good. I say as I don't remember the poker counts of... oh my god, we got a lot of blue Pikmin. Oh my god, we got a lot of blue Pikmin. I did not think we were getting that many. Some wild animals are nesting under the bridge now. They think I'm their pal or something. My stylish suits are covered in hair. I'm pitiful, but at least they're warm. Oh yeah, he's still running from debt collectors, isn't he? Alright, we only have 4 minutes before an ad start, but hey, we might as well, like, jump in. I mean, alternatively, I could have done the Picklepedia now that I think about it, but it's fine. We'll just go and get started. I didn't think that through at all, basically. Common sentiment in these streams is me not thinking. Okay. What the hell do I want to do numbers-wise today? Imagine thinking couldn't be me. 40-40? my favorite, like, disbanded K-pop group, 40-40. I know they're not actually disbanded, that's the whole thing I don't want to get into though. It also has been long enough that these sheer wigs over here will have respawned. I want to clear them out because I will forget about them and they will eat Pikmin. And I will suddenly have numbers go down and be like, what the hell is happening? It's like, oh, I screwed up. Did the Blowhawk not respawn yet? Guess not. Cool. No, LMAO, yeah. Maybe too soon. Can I talk about something real quick here? This is the funniest thing to me. This is actually a Pikmin 1 thing more so than 2. Pikmin 2 kind of made it a lot safer. So there's a treasure up on a ledge where you're supposed to toss blue Pikmin up here and then guide them all the way across to a treasure. I've seen it's actually this little ledge up here. I've seen so many playthroughs where they just try to toss yellow Pikmin up here and they'll drown. Like clockwork, it feels like. Like, it's so fascinating to me how it feels like that's just how people attempt this like particular one. And it's like fascinating how like consistently it happens. Again, maybe it's just because I grew up with the Nintendo Player's Guide, so I know how to handle some hazards in this game in a way that I don't actually struggle with things. I just always had the guide, so I just would, you know, cross-reference. Oh shoot, that did not stun properly. That's already a reset, cool. Yeah, no, hey. I guess we might as well take that ad break now, because that is unfortunate.